Hi everybody, Mrs. Berry with Max and Gronk again. Today we're going to draw our color monsters. I'm going to help you through this. Max and Gronk want to try too, so I'm going to give them a sheet of paper over here so we're not so crowded. Can you guys, there you go. Let me get your paper, some pencils. You guys can follow along too. You can watch through the video if you want. So today we're going to draw our color monster. And you get to pick later on what color you want your color monster, whether he's going to be happy, angry, fearful, calm, loving, or if he has sadness. Those were the 6 in the book that you guys listened to. The color monster is pretty easy to draw. It's just a zigzag diagonal kind of line. So what do I mean by a diagonal line? For those of you that don't know, is a line that goes like this, at an angle, we call that. Okay, so that would be a diagonal line. And if you put a bunch of those together, you create something that we call a zigzag line. So this would be a zigzag line. Whoops, wrong way. This would be a diagonal line. Diagonal line, zigzag line. Zigzag line is made up of a bunch of diagonal lines. We're going to use all of those and a curved line and some circles for some eyes. We're going to use those shapes today to make our color monster. So the first thing that we're going to start off with are the horns. Just like Max has horns, our color monster has horns also. Oh, Max, yes, I see your horns. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start up at the top and we're just going to make a diagonal line up and a diagonal line down. Can you guys see that? I think I'm going to switch to a thick marker, and I just happen to have a black thick marker. So mine's going to be, my color monster is going to be fearful. But try a pencil for you so that you guys can erase if you, like they're using. See, Max says yes, he's got a pencil. There you go. So that you can erase if you have a problem. Good, that works out better. This is going to be a lot of give and take. If you can't see something, I'll try to redo it so that you can see it, but I think we can see the thicker one better. Let's start just going across. So the color monster has a hairline that has a bunch of little rows of hair. And whether he was fearful or calm, his hair changed a bit, so it's okay. How many on this one? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zigzags, and that just happened to be the one that I chose up there. I did 5 zigzags, fairly large, so we get across the page. We want to practice drawing large. The next thing we add is the other horn. So we're going to go up, taller than the little hair, and now we have 2 horns for our color monster. And his, actually, one of them is a little bit longer than the other, so if you want to do that, that's fine also. Coming down, that's our next. We're going to start with the side of his body first, then we'll come back and add the face. The side of the body is a line coming down, a little bit diagonal, and then a short little diagonal line up. And you notice it almost looks like a lightning bolt when we make this because you use the same kind of method to draw a lightning bolt. Something that you learned today. Okay, so we're going to draw another diagonal line down and a diagonal line up. A shorter little diagonal line when you go back. Okay, and then you're going to continue this as you work your way down the body. When you get done with one side, you get to work on the other side. So you get a lot of practice, and that's a little bit of fun. So we're going to start with a slightly diagonal line down, diagonal line up, diagonal line down, diagonal line up, diagonal line down, diagonal line up, as you go. Okay? And if you have more room, you can even make them come out slightly. I'm running out of paper. I want to make sure that you can see them, so I'm going to make them nice and big for you. And then, and by the way, in the book, if you look back at the book, sometimes, like, for example, when he's doing love or when he's angry, he's nice and tall and big. And then when he's fearful, he's really small in the picture. So depending on how you want him, he can be shorter or taller. That's what the color monster does. Not only changes colors, but he changes sizes. And then we're going to add the bottom down here, and the bottom again is just like we did the top. That's right. Good. Zigzag lines. Good job on that, Max. So we're going to do little zigzag lines going across. Now, I know you might not be able to hear me when I turn my head, but I'm going to try the best to speak loud. But all we did was zigzag lines going across like we did the top. Very good. Now, let's add the feet and the arms. Sometimes when he was happy, his arms were out. And again, when he was fearful or when he was like sad, his arms were kind of in. So you get to choose how you want to put the arms. If he was angry, his arms were way up here. And like I said, if he was happy, if he was love, he's sharing his love. Just like this little guy is sharing his love, so his arms are out. So you get to kind of decide what you're going to do with the arms. If you look at the arms, they're just kind of curved lines, so it doesn't have any bones like us, so we don't have to worry about that. And then he's got little zigzag fingers, so he's got one little thumb that sticks out and 3 fingers. But sometimes if you look in the book, sometimes he has 4 fingers or 5 fingers. It kind of changes, so you have to take a good look at that book. Go back up here, curve, thumb out. Zigzag lines up. So I'm just going to do some zigzag lines. And then I'm just going to curve back into the body. And then I'm going to leave room for the head. So I brought the arms to about halfway down the body. And you can kind of see how they are that way in the book. This one's got to look like it's attached. So I'm going to go back and make it look like it's attached. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. This side, same thing. I'm going to do a curve line up. Zigzag out, 3 fingers out, back in. So again, you get to decide how you want to put his arms, how many fingers he has. That's okay with me too. His toes, however, when you do his toes, they're going to be 3 toes going out. And that's what we're going to do next. My monster is going to be standing still. So I'm going to draw a line down, out, and 3 little toes. And going back in. I know I'm not leaving a lot of time in between, so feel free to pause me as we go so that you can catch all of this or watch me again. Okay? And then back up. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Down, over, in, and back up. There we go. And we've got one color monster started. Now we're going to add his little eyeballs next. His round circles for eyeballs. You guys know that. I heard you shouting that out. Oops. Sorry, my marker slipped. Round circles for eyeballs. Little dot in the center, little dot in the center. And I made one eyeball a little bigger than the other because if you look in the pictures, one eyeball is always a little bit bigger. Now the fun thing about our color monster is that he has bushy eyebrows. We're going to make him nice and bushy by just making some curved lines going back and forth. So just some curved lines. And again on this side, some curved lines. There we go. We got one color monster almost drawn. Here's where, depending on what you want him to be, if he's going to be fearful, you notice his mouth goes like this. If he's going to be sad, of course his mouth curves down. If he was angry, his mouth was open. If he was happy, his mouth was smiling. Let's see what else. Fearful, angry, calm. Calm was sort of a straight line. And I think I got the rest of them. Sad, angry, calm, fearful, loving. Loving was, mouth was also up. So you choose where you're going to be. I'm going to make mine happy. And the thing about our color monster, he also had some teeth. So you can see, depending on how his mouth was, how many teeth showed. So in this one, he had 3 teeth. I'm going to put 3 teeth. 1, 2, 3. And that almost looks like a triangle, doesn't it? Except we have a little curve on the bottom, but 3 sides to a triangle. So we used a lot of lines and shapes today to make our color monster. Next time you see me, we're going to be doing something with our color monster. But let's see really quickly how Max and Gronk did on theirs. Gronk. Oh my, Gronk, that's really good. Let's see if we can switch over here so you can see Gronk. Nicely done, Gronk. And yours is happy too? Okay, very good. Okay. Max? Now, Max, we have to work on not having stick arms, don't we? But you did a zigzag line. That's good. We'll have to work on long line down, long line up. Can you guys see Max's? It's kind of light, I know. And he's got his mouth there. Like I said, no stick arms, but that was a good try there, Max. Good. So next time you come, boys, we're going to be doing something with those, okay? Goodbye for now from Max, Gronk, and Mrs. Berry. You want to wave bye? Bye. See you later.